Hi everybody, Ryan here from Onescreener.com. Today I want to give you a few tips about how to design your link in bio using Onescreener. So we're going to talk about 5 major points. The first one is adding your background photos or images, choosing appropriate fonts for your text logos, assigning colors to your text logo and to your icons, choosing content items that complement your design, and deciding on the composition of your page. So I know that some of you are accomplished designers, you've done this before. Some of you aren't, so this is more for you. But first of all, let's jump into the background image. So on Onescreener, you can choose to have a background image that covers the full screen or one that is cropped and fits within the screen. Personally, I prefer an image that fits the full screen. I think it just makes more of an impact usually. And you want this image to be high res if possible. If you don't have any updated high res photos and you don't want to use an old one, you can use your phone and take some nice photos with that, or use an older photo and maybe go in and use Snapseed or Pixlr or a photo editor of any kind and add some filters, change it a bit and make it look intentional. If you have a blurry photo, you can change it a bit so that it still looks cool. When choosing your photo, consider what you're trying to showcase. Is it your personal brand? Are you an influencer? Are you a musician, a comedian, a writer? First of all, think about that. What exactly do you want to communicate? Make sure you choose a photo that really showcases that. Consider the colors that are in your photo. What are they communicating? Do they communicate happiness? Do they communicate sadness or seriousness? I think that's one of the biggest things when you're choosing how to build your Onescreener. What does that photo say? I think the best pictures are when there's a subject in the middle, a focus, and there's space around it. So that allows you to add other things to it without covering up your face or your body. It gives you just more room to play. Now it's time to choose a logo. If you're using the basic plan on Onescreener, you can add a text logo. So you just go in, you choose a font, you choose where you want to put the logo and the size of it, and you're good to go. But when you're choosing that font, make sure that it complements the photo or what you're trying to say, your brand, your sound, your image. If you're a hip-hop artist, for example, you might want to have something bold, a bold font, something modern. Now, once you've chosen that font, it's time to choose the color of it. What I always find useful is an eyedropper. So you can download one, put it on your PC or your phone, and use that to go into the photo and choose a color from the photo. Because it's already in your image, it's probably going to flow. Make sure that it's a color that contrasts with the background. You want people to go on your page and see that logo, see your name, and not have them trying to search for it against, a dark gray against a black background. If that's your personal choice, then you go ahead, but in most cases, you want your logo to show up. So get that eyedropper, go into the color picker in Onescreener when you're choosing your font, and choose a color that flows with it. If you have a black and white photo, you might want a color that's a primary color. Make sure there's some contrast and make sure it's visible. Yeah, and you want to do that as well for your icons. So when you're choosing the color of your inactive and active icons on your page, think about how they're standing out and think about the color in relation to the background photo. Then, if you're using the Onescreener Pro or Premium plans, you can choose a content item like a music player or a video player or a live stream or a body of text to go on your page. In this case, think about what you want to showcase in that moment. Keep it current. Now, when we're talking about the composition of your Onescreener page, it's so important to have the different elements flow. So if you have a photo with your face really big on the screen, you're going to want to choose maybe a small font, small logo, smaller icons, and make your player or your content item smaller so that there's more space for that photo to make an impact. If you have a subject in the middle of the photo that's very small and you have lots of space around it, then you can play around with the sizes of the content items and the fonts. Just think of balance. What's being noticed? What are the items covering up in your background image? What things do you want to stand out in your background image? I think that what makes a great link in bio, a great one screener, is something that's clear, something that has an impact immediately, something that tells people what your brand is, what your strengths are, and that leads them to take action. You know, they go on, they want to go to your player, they want to go to your Shopify, they want to check out more about you because you've made that impact. So thanks a lot. Onescreener.com. Don't be a wiener, use Onescreener.